The relationship between China and Africa has been a long-standing one, but its rapid development of recent, which is reportedly based on mutual respect, mutual needs, mutual benefits, and common development, seems to spark a series of debates by critics who question if China-Africa relations are a new form of colonization. Others say its support to some African countries might be a future debt hanging to be paid, while others maintain it's a new form of promoting its culture and communism. The perception that China is the new colonizer, according to Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta, is a complete misrepresentation of Beijing's activities in Africa, and this he said in December 2015. These criticisms also reflect its relationship with the Gambia. China-Gambia relationship, it could be recalled, was just recently restored after the former government cut ties with Taiwan and recognizing the One China policy. Since the rekindling of ties, trade relations between the duo have increased rapidly, scholarships for students and a host of other developments on the pipeline.
And we have entered a new stage of our relationship. And last year, the total trade volume between our two countries have achieved $400 million, which is a 4.1 growth year on year.
Critics also question if there is no other Chinese interest underneath, but this has been continuously emphasized by the Chinese government that China has no interest in interfering on any government's internal affairs and will never interfere.
All countries should respect each other's sovereignty, dignity, and territorial integrity, respect each other's development path and social systems, and respect each other's core interests and major concerns.
Are critics giving a deaf ear to the figures? That is also a question that many ask, as China's trade relations with other countries or continents are far higher than its trade with Africa. Questioning the reason behind so-called unfounded criticisms, China's trade with Africa amounted to $220 billion in 2014, while its trade with South Korea alone was at $235.4 billion in the same year. There are about 1 million overseas Chinese in Africa, while there are about 4.02 million overseas Chinese in the United States. Facts have it that there are 2.6 million Indian diaspora in Africa, yet the big cry about China. The relationship between China and the Gambia has been many a times reiterated by the Chinese embassy in the Gambia that it is based on mutual win-win cooperation that seeks to benefit both countries. Since Africa has a large population, which is now a potential market for many argue that could be the basis for the criticisms based on interest. But it is now left to the African governments and that of the Gambia to pursue its interests for its path to development. Rohey reporting for Judges News from Beijing, China.